Hello class, welcome to Module 2 of English 110, where our themes this week are innocence and experience. If you've done the readings, or about to do the readings, you've either learned or will determine very shortly. There's some interesting choices here. And again, without getting into giving away too much of the plots or the themes, it's a really nice juxtaposition of different perspectives on what it means to be innocent and how experience may adversely affect, in some cases, that innocence. Okay, so I won't get into specific pieces, but I guess the definition of innocence is presented from multiple perspectives, we'll say, and I hate to sound cryptic, but you'll definitely notice in some cases it's expressed through violence, in some cases through discrimination. You'll read one piece in particular that has it's a very subtle exploration of the difference in social and economic status, and how growing up in certain circumstances you don't realize, or maybe the character doesn't realize that he or she is in those circumstances until they experience a different circumstance and then compare it to their own. Again, I hate to sound cryptic, but it's interesting through all of them. It's interesting to see what the catalyst is for that experience. Is it the character or one of the people in the actually in the story that they realize it themselves, or in some cases, is it a third party that imposes that catalyst on one of the characters? Or in some circumstances, is it an accident where maybe one of the characters accidentally realizes or makes some type of reaches some type of like self-actualization on their own through pure coincidence. So it's interesting to think, and it's difficult to not think about it in terms of good and bad. Are there good catalysts for experiences? Are there bad catalysts? Is any experience a bad one? There's that old cliche. When you win, you don't learn anything. You learn more when you lose. And that sounds kind of dire, but then there is some truth in that. So does it take a bad experience, or do you have to have a bad perspective on a situation to feel like inspired or motivated to change it? Does it have to be bad? Or could you just want something different? And if you've grown up in a certain circumstance and don't know different, or have never experienced different, then where does that catalyst come from? Does it just come from within, or there's a Latin phrase, creatio ex nihilo, which means creation of something from nothing. So if if there's no comparison or no external force, then how does one change, their perspective, their opinion, or how they see themselves, how they see society around them, and subsequently determine or make a judgment. So these are all. There's a lot of different themes, and a lot of them are layered on top of each other. But it's interesting to think about it, especially if you look at contemporary society, where, we'll just look at a simple. Many of you are parents, and your children have access to a lot of information and a lot of different things that when you were their age you did not. Is that a good thing, a bad thing? Everyone, you can make your own judgment. But like I was just out for a run, and for the second time this week, while running, I came across a bunch of syringes, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. Now, if I'd been walking with one of my young nephews or something, and came across those, and they asked me what they were, and I told them. That would sort of be accidentally exposing them to something that, had we not walked on that particular sidewalk or in that particular neighborhood, actually it's my neighborhood, but, would that conversation have ever begun, have ever started? And again, would that be a subject matter that they would have even considered had we not been in that situation? So these are all things to think about when you're reading, and there's others that I'm sure you'll consider. I'm sure you'll maybe scratch your head a little and wonder kind of what's going on, especially in the where are you going, where have you been? It's got kind of a Twilight Zone twinge to it. So that's where we're at this week. None of the pieces are extraordinarily long, but they're all poignant, and they're all very, very well written, but very interesting. And I guess the best thing is to kind of try and picture yourself in behind the eyes of the main characters, and think, look at the circumstances in each respective character, and say, okay, what do I make of this situation? What would I have done? Is this a situation I've been in before? There's that cliche. Sometimes you have to do something, and then you get the courage to do it. And some of our characters sort of experience that. And again, some by choice, some not, some by accident. So a lot of different catalysts here, and a lot of different ways to define innocence, and certainly how to define experience. So that's what we've got this week. I'll look forward to reading some of your interpretations and your thoughts, certainly. And again, when you get a grade for a submission, check out my comments, because they're either going to be in a few-minute video form, or just typed text, but it's there that I can be a little more specific, and certainly interact with the opinions or the perspectives that that you shared for the assignment. So enjoy them. Again, give yourself, be patient with yourself to kind of think through what's going on with the characters and the circumstances. As they are all kind of, in a way, slices of life, but also some of them just a particular circumstance that plays out in some cases over a longer period of time, and in some cases a very short period of time, but they all manage to capture that, a lot of the emotions that you would expect or could expect, or that the characters felt in those circumstances. So be patient when you read them, enjoy them. Again, you don't have to like them, but try to kind of understand them. I guess that's a good starting point. So, okay, another enigmatic lecture here, but we will talk more. Okay. In the meantime, if you come up with any questions, any concerns, please email me. And for those of you using the Canvas app, a new one has come out to replace the old one. So it's important that you delete the old one if you're going to continue to use the app, on your phone or your tablet, and upload the new one, because it's corrected a lot of those bugs, and it wasn't a patch or anything to the old one. It's a replacement. So so if you're using the app and you haven't done that yet, please do so. Okay, thank you.